I see people are now able to join. I think another few minutes. In the meantime, how about we just say a quick hi from where are you all logging in from? So this is a hi from Berlin. Maybe let's see where are you all logging in from. I'm still hoping you guys can see and hear me. Delhi, yes, Payal, good, welcome. Hi, Prashant from Noida, all right. I used to live in Noida. Harjot, where in India are you from? Most of Delhi. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I'm a Delhiite. Good, good, good. Welcome, guys. So, as Germans would like it, we will start it on time, right? So, we are exactly 1 minute before 9, and maybe we will give the latecomers a minute more to get started. So, in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat and I will come back to it. And if there is anything particularly that you would like me to answer, and if you're aspiring to come to Germany for higher education, I'll be so happy to be able to address it. So we will have a question and answers round towards the end. And I will see if I can unmute your mics and you guys can speak. But in any case, I think we can get started. All right. So welcome everyone to this webinar, Destination Germany for Higher Education. Allow me to introduce myself as I am Priya Rao, and I have set up a company last year called Workpunkt. This was set up to encourage more and more students and career seekers, looking at Germany for higher education to move to Germany and explore their possibilities, explore options of either higher education or find jobs here in the market. Uh, if anybody, some of you know me already in the chat, so I have approximately 24 and a half years of sales and marketing experience. I have worked with hotels for 14 years of my career. I went on to head admissions for a school called Pathways World School in Aravali. Some of you who are from Delhi know what is Pathways School. So, and after that, I decided to move to Germany as a student myself in 2019. And so I can tell you, if you are not a student already in Germany, then I could be a champion telling you what to do when you come here, what to do when you land here. So I was able to navigate that entire job market, the education space. I completed my another master's here in Germany, and I started working with different universities. I started bringing students from different parts of the world. I have so far brought approximately 500-600 students, and I have guided so many more thousand students through these webinars, right? So my intention here today is to help you understand everything about Germany as a market. Yes, we will try to cover as much as possible, and it is possible we are not able to address all your queries. Feel free to reach out to me. These are my LinkedIn coordinates, and I'll be happy to address your problems on a one-to-one basis. If you think whatever I'm going to talk about today makes any sense to you and you want to take this discussion forward, you will be able to either connect with me directly on my WhatsApp number here, given here, or you could connect with me on LinkedIn and schedule a meeting with me so we can take the whole discussion forward and help you understand what is Germany so amazing all about and why is it so good. Okay, so as part of today's agenda, we are going to talk about the German higher education system, and we are going to do a little comparison. And it is possible that we have non-Indians also joining. So far we have Indians on the calls, which is good for us. Then I'm going to keep it specific to Indian students. Now, if you look at, so as part of this entire thing, we will talk about the German higher education system. Number one, we are also going to cover public as well as private university programs available in Germany. As part of Workpunkt, a company that I started last year, we are doing catering to both the requirements of public as well as private universities. So if you are somebody who has gained good marks and all that, we might be able to help you with public universities as well. And other than this, we are also starting PhDs for people who are already in a job, having completed a master's degree, and maybe interested to do a PhD. We can also help you with that. So As part of today's agenda, we will also be talking about application processes. What is the process to get started with your application if you're looking to come to Germany? And then, of course, I will share some tips and tricks of the trade so that you know what to do if you're looking to move to Germany. So many people end up asking that why should I look at Germany? This was my personal question as well. Just like so many other Indian students, I was aspiring, dreaming day and night to move to the US. Okay, and I, after having applied, after having gotten, an admission in a very good university in the US, my visa was rejected. So I did not know what to do next because I had planned a lot. I had sold everything. I had given away my car. So I was not sure what to do. I went back and reapplied for my US visa because I thought, no, no, they must have gotten it wrong. I have the money in the bank. So I reapplied and I got re-rejected. Okay, so I am like double time rejected for my US visa. And that day, I remember I came out of the visa office and I looked up at the sky and I told my God that, okay, if it is not US, then where am I going? Because my suitcases were packed. And I said that I will not unpack my suitcases. Tell me where to go and give me a sign. And this question, why Germany, was a question I ended up answering. Two of my very, very close friends who told me, why don't you try Germany? And I said, Germany? Why Germany? So it was not in my mind at all. I had a lot of apprehensions about Germany, and I thought I need to know German language and so many other things. There were so many barriers about this entire space, so I was not sure. But 6 months and I landed in Germany, and the rest is history. I'm already here, and I'm so grateful that thank God my US visa got rejected, because I don't think I would have enjoyed US as much as I have enjoyed Germany, and the quality of education, the quality of life that I have here. I'm really grateful to God for having given me this opportunity. So now, when we talk about Germany, other than my story, Germany is growing. It is not probably growing as fast as India would be, right? But if you are an Indian and you know what I'm talking about, the on-ground struggle of an average person in India is still quite a lot. The weather is not as conducive. Let's say there is a lot of pollution happening in certain cities. So when you move to Germany, these basic things are totally covered. Other than that, if you are somebody aspiring to have your career, your the next phase of your life in Germany, Germany has a lot of fast growing industries, and artificial intelligence is going to be one big thing, which I have mentioned here. And there are also, overall, it's a robust economy. So Germany is a very developed country. It doesn't suddenly allow everything to start like in India. We can start so many businesses so fast. It takes time in Germany, but they are very, very sure what they allow you to start with, right? So if you have a company you want to get started, it's a very, very organized sector. It's a very mature market, if I were to explain in terms of markets. And there's a lot of learning in countries like this, because there's a lot of skilled workers around here. So when I talk about skilled workers, so it is either a German national who is working here, who is living here, or it could be skilled workers like you and me, who want to come to another country and make our careers stand out. So for that, Germany is a great place to move to. And all of these fast growing industries that we have mentioned here, I've mentioned on the screen. These are growth industries. These are also industries where you can look at getting a job if you move here. And if you're looking at higher education, then these are also the kind of programs which you will end up finding either in private or public universities. So these are things that you will get to see. If this is of any interest to you, this is not the only, these are not the only lines and fast growing industries. There is a lot more coming up overall, but I had to fit it into this slide, so I have put what was good hand for you to get started. Now, why you should look at Germany at this point of time. Germany faces a massive skill shortage, and this is something I have spoken in many other webinars. And I want people to know that Germany is heavily short on skilled workers. So if you consider yourself to be a skilled worker, maybe you have some existing years of working experience, or you are somebody who is still coming out of university and still trying to figure out what is it that you want to do, then I strongly suggest you to figure out a way to come to Germany as a place for your higher education if you have not completed your studies, or to consider Germany as a destination, to have your higher careers. So, what you see on the screen is actually a research which was conducted by McKinsey 2 3 years ago, and that time they were talking about a skill shortage of around 4,95,000 people less year on year. And right now, if I were to talk about it, so we are almost 7 lakh people less year on year, so as of now. So if there was a shortage of 4.5 lakh last year, they have not filled up those seats, and it is a carry forward. Some part of that shortage still carries forward into this year. So it has been only accruing. Okay, so they don't have enough people. Now, if you look at the red triangle on the screen, the specialist, if you are somebody interested to get into big data analytics, you want to be into robotics or some kind of data analytics, so um, this is the most acute shortage that the country is currently facing. So if you are somebody who is very keen about artificial intelligence, or learning your space, learning into that space, then this is a great time to look at Germany as a destination. Not just Germany, if you are somebody who studies in Germany, you become a skilled worker for all of EU, all of European Union. So, and I will talk about it as we move forward. But there are also key digital qualifications which are extremely missing in this country. Now, why would you? Now, you would say that Germany is a developed country. So, why is there a shortage of digital literacy, or digital learning skills in this country? So let me explain this. So there is a very massive chunk of the population which is an aging population. Okay, so they are about to retire, and a lot of them are already retired and they are living on the pension from the state, right? So they don't have enough young people. Now, if you do an average age comparison between India or Germany, now if you were to look at India, the average age within the Indian population is around 28 to 29 years of age. That means that is the average for the whole of country. That means so many people are 60 70% ends up being the average, right? So many people are young in India, right? And then opportunities are comparatively much lesser, whereas here in Germany, that when we say the average here is around 48 years of age. Now when I say 48, that means a big chunk of the population is 48 and above, right? So that means you can imagine that there are very very less young people in this market. So if you are anywhere between, and I will say this, Germany is one of those very, very few markets which recognizes older people and recognizes somebody coming with a lot of experience. So I personally, when I moved here, I was 39 years of age. And I think this was one of the reasons that US decided to reject me, twice in my visa, because when you're trying to go to the US, they are very, very particular about the age that you have. And you will see when you apply to US universities, maybe a private university might give you an admission, but a public university in the US is not going to consider you if you are above 28 or 29 years of age. They also want young people, but they're very open about it. But in Germany, if you come with few years of experience, even if you are 50 years of age, it doesn't matter. Germany accepts you. I had few classmates who were 56, 55 years of age, and they have settled very well into the country. So let age not be a barrier if you're looking at Germany, and they are being fair. They like it. Also, Germany is looking for key non-digital qualifications. So what is this? So, we are coming from a country where Jugaad is, a term that we use. So the Jugaad mindset is completely missing here in this country. Okay, so Germans are people who just think on straight lines. They, if the door is closed, the door is closed. So, but an Indian would not stop at that, right? You'll try to do something about it, look for windows to get out. So, this jugaad, while I use this word jugaad, it is actually a very big research terminology in the Harvard University. There's a whole book written on the jugaad principle. So I think Indians are really, really good at it. We are very entrepreneurial in our thinking, and that's the reason why, because we don't take no for an answer. We always have an answer for everything. So now coming back to what are the kind of, how many types of students are coming into this country year on year. Now, on an average, there are almost 4.5 lakhs, 4.7 lakh students coming into Germany, international students from different parts of the world. And India currently is one of the largest markets. As of last year, there were 70,000 Indian students coming in. But now with so many parts of the world shutting down their visa application process, or the settlement options are so bleak, it's so difficult to settle down in, let's say, countries like the UK. So if I were to do a straight comparison, if you go to the US, and I'm so glad I didn't go there, because I know a few of my friends who were to go there had to come back because it was Corona. Whereas in Germany, in spite of Corona, in spite of not having, having used up all my funds, I didn't have any money in the bank. I didn't have a ready job, a part-time job also not there after I graduated. But my visa was extended for 1.5 years in this country, and I will always be thankful to Germany for that, because Germany understands skilled workers. Germany understands, the right people, and they encourage. If you are somebody who is sincere, you will be able to stay back in this country. All right. So this year, now coming to talk about the international student growth numbers. This year we have had a very high number of applicants come into Germany, because so many parts of the world like UK has shut down. If you were to be in the US and you complete your education in the US, you cannot stay back more than 3 months if you have not had a job, if you don't get a job soon after your studies. If you go to the UK, within a month you need to have a job in place so you can stay back. Otherwise you need to leave the country and go. In Australia, there are many, many rules changing in the whole application process, the whole education system in Australia, and they are changing a lot of rules for existing students as well. Because why I say this with a lot of confidence is because I have been into the education student recruitment space for a very long time now in Germany, and I end up helping a lot of students from all these countries who want to come to Germany, and they reach out to me for this. So I want to say this, that Indians are respected here in many ways, but at the same time, there is a lot of population of Indian students who are coming in here, and also, misusing that whole opportunity of the visa that you have received. And so, guys, I just want to strongly recommend you that if you are, this is a country that you are looking to come to, and this is a country you want to do, further your career and grow your career in, be a little sincere about your own career. Because if you decide to be sincere and not just stick to a small job, which many Indian students end up doing, they come here, they start doing smaller jobs like delivery jobs, or and it is okay to survive. I did it all too. As a student you need to do some kind of a student job, but your eyes should be on the prize. You have to figure out that if you decide to grow in this career, you can actually grow to 80 lakhs per year, 100,000 per year. I have classmates who are now moved to 100,000 per year salaries, which is really, really good in a matter of 4 to 5 years, right? So you can never get to that kind of a salary. When I say 100,000, means it is 1 crore per year in straight Indian rupee terms. So these are the numbers. And so now to further answer why Germany as a destination for higher education, Germany, I can very confidently say, has very, very low tuition fees. This is a research I have done across so many countries. If you were to do a bachelor's program in Germany, you will be paying anything between 7, 8 lakh rupees to as much as, let's say, 14 lakh rupees per year. Whereas if you do a straight comparison of this kind of a fees with a university in the US, so in the US you will be paying minimum per year between 15 to 18 lakh rupees, 15 to 20 lakh rupees per year in the US. If you were to do the same comparison with UK, UK would also be something like this, and sometimes even as much as 35 lakhs per year in private universities. Okay, so Australia is something similar. Australia also ranges between 17, 18 lakhs per year to as much as maybe 30, 35 lakhs per year in decent universities. So Germany's education system is really very affordable. You could wrap up a complete master's program if you are somebody who wants to study master's program. You would be paying anything between as little as 9 lakh rupees per year to as much as 13,000 euros, which is around 13, 14 lakh rupees per year. Germany also has, the cost of living in Germany is really, really affordable. Now, if you go to any part of the world, okay, let's say you go to the UK, you cannot survive, with less than 1.5, 2 lakh rupees as salary per month. You need that much money to survive. Whereas in Germany, as a student, you need only 1,000 euros, which is 1 lakh rupees, and you can survive in most of the cities in the country. There is absolutely no problem. It's affordable. And inflation is high everywhere, but you can still survive. Now, how do you know that this is the amount which is enough for you? Now, Germany also has something known as a blocked bank account. Now, blocked bank account is you keep some money as an amount which is parked in Germany for your expenses, and that is exactly around 12,000 euros. 12,000 euros, if the government has said that you need that much as a student, so that is exactly the amount which you really require. If you divide it by 12, so per month is around 1,000 euros is what is your expense here. Germany also has a lot of top ranking universities. So even though Germany as a country doesn't allow ranking of their universities, because they say that everybody has the right to a higher education system, everybody has the right to study at any point in their life. So whether you are young or you are old, you are allowed to come and study here. And because of that, Germany says that we don't want to rank it, but still, as QS rankings, you must have seen, there are some Australian rankings, there are some Americans, because their entire education system is so much about marketing, and there is so much of advertisement for going into a US university, for example. So that is why they do a lot of ranking. Germany doesn't have ranking, but I can say this: public universities in Germany are considered to be many notches higher. If you are looking at us, if you are a sincere student and looking for higher education in Germany, then I will strongly recommend a public university to you. But there are many things around that selection process. There are few tricks of all of this. We need to be sure that you are eligible for a public university, right? So there is a percentage requirement, but there are also very nice private universities possible. So worst case scenario, like I moved into a private university because sitting in India, I had nobody to tell me how to get into a public university, and I had no clue, how to go about it. So I decided, because I had some 17, 18 years of working experience, I decided to go into a private university, pay around 12 lakh rupees that I paid then for my 1 year of study, and then immediately after that I was job ready, right? So you can also do that. This is not so much of a money if you were to. So I personally took it as like, I'm going to spend 25 lakhs on an international vacation for 1 full year. I got to enjoy Germany during that time. I got to live here, experience this country, and really learn so much more. Okay. And there is also a big myth that if you're coming to Germany, you have to know German or you have to study only in German. There is no such thing. There is English taught programs available across all universities, including private as well as public universities. Now, if I were to talk about a private universities also have German taught as well as English taught programs. In public universities, you definitely have English taught programs as well, but they are lesser in number. Now, from a public standpoint, public universities have close to 460 public universities are there, and almost 20,000 programs which are being taught across these universities. Out of these 20,000, approximately 2,800 programs are English taught. So we can definitely get you a seat. If you are into any of these STEM programs, we can help you. There are a lot of job opportunities for international students in Germany. Now, this is the tricky part. Many times I know that students come here and they are always worried, will I get a job? Will I not get a job? I say this: if you do a bachelor's degree in your home country, wherever you are right now, assuming you are in India, there is no guarantee, right? If you complete that bachelor's degree, you are going to get a job. I studied in India as well. I did my schooling, I did my bachelor's, I did few masters in India, and job was always it is your own way in which you stand out in that job market. So job market for international students is not difficult, but if you are ready to study hard while you are here and also ready to skill up, then job opportunities is not a problem. The good thing is that your basic salary here in Germany, in the smallest of job markets, is going to be approximately 13 euros per hour. You are going to get 13 euros per hour, even if you do a part-time small student job. And if you are going to get into a blue collar, like a proper job, like white collar job category, you could walk away with anything like the least salaries, the smallest salaries that I am seeing now is approximately 32,000 euros per year, which is 32 lakhs per year, right? So I know this because having worked for 17 years in my corporate career, and I thought that I was doing good in my career, I was doing very well. But in India, you don't get to these salaries even after so many years of working, right? So people struggle in India. So here, your basic salary would be 32,000 euros per year. So There are a lot of skilled people required across these industries, and the most lucrative part of coming to Germany is that as soon as you complete a certificate program, whether it is a bachelor's program or it is a 1 year master's or a 2 year master's program, you will be able to stay back immediately after your studies, after you have graduated, and you get an 18 months of post study job seeker visa. Now, I want to definitely talk about this. There are few types of visas that you can enter Germany with, right? So, in today's date, you can come in here as a student. You can come in here as a job seeker, like on Johnson Carter. There is a new scheme around that, and then there is also something known as a freelance visa. So but if you are a student and you complete your studies, you can immediately get that 18 months post study job seeker visa, which is actually few notches higher than a regular job seeker visa if you come here. Why? Because simply because you paid money and you immersed into the country, right? You understood the whole culture, you got to know what this country is all about, and because of that stay back option, and because you have studied here and lived here already, like let's say as at least 1 year, then that is the reason your job seeker post study job seeker visa is a few notches higher. And because you have studied here and because now you, let's say you have got a job, your permanent residency would be a lot faster because you studied in the country. If you were somebody who is coming on a job seeker visa, let's say you put the money in the block bank account and you say I want to go to Germany and look for jobs here in Germany, this is possible. Okay, but the only thing is that you have limited time within which you need to find a job, and if you don't find a job, then you are in a lot of stress, you are losing money every month as well. Whereas in an education space, you are a little more relaxed because you have money going on in the bank, you have already paid your fees, because Indians have to pay a full year fees before they land in the country. So your fees part is taken care of, you have some money going for you, and you figure out when you're on the ground, you will be able to find a job and figure out ways in which you can get that job. So it is possible, and after education and after 2 years of full time working, you can get a permanent residency in the country. So permanent residency means you can live here for for as long as your passport is valid. If you have a new passport coming, they will extend your visa so you can stay here. Now, post study opportunities. After you have completed your studies, let's say you studied for 3 to 4 years and then you get a job. Now, when you get a job, you get a work visa. Basically, that means from student visa, you're going to hop to a work visa, right? Work visa is when the company is sponsoring you and the company says, yes, this person is going to work with us. Now, within the work visa category, there is also something known as a EU blue card. I don't know how many of you have heard about it. Has anybody heard about an EU blue card? Anybody wants to give this on the chat? Do you know what is a blue card? No. All right. Now, you must have heard about a green card in the US, right? Now, similarly, now when you apply for a green card in the US, if you have friends and family in the US, you know what I'm talking about. It's a very, very long struggle. You are not able to get a green card really fast. There are people I personally know who have been waiting for 20 years to get that green card, because the whole system is very, very different and super complex. Whereas in Germany, it's very, very mathematical. Okay, Germans are very straightforward people and very mathematical in their calculation. They only apply logic to everything. Okay, so you study in Germany, whether it is 1 year or a 3 year or a 4 year program, no problem. After you have completed that, you get a job. Okay, let's say you got a basic job. That basic job was around 32,000 euros, which is your basic salary. Now, let's say you were somebody like me with already existing few years of working experience, and you knew that with a little degree and a little German skills, you can get a higher job, a higher salary. Now, EU Blue Card is simply the same work visa, but because you have a higher salary, it's known as a EU Blue Card. There are two levels of an EU Blue Card. One is around 44,000 euros per year when you start earning in the skilled worker category. Now, who is a skilled worker? Maybe a doctor is a skilled worker. A nurse could be a skilled worker, which is like bottleneck professions, because these are professions where they don't have enough people coming already in this space. So they have and to attract talent from different parts of the world, they talk about EU Blue Card. status after 44,000 of salary. Now, the non-skilled categories, which are the non-skilled categories? Maybe you are somebody working in a bank, you are a banker, you're a finance guy, or you are a sales and marketing person, somebody like me. Let's say somebody wants to come and work in hotels here in sales and marketing. So they are not skilled workers, they are skilled, but they are not from the bottleneck professions, right? So if they get a salary of 48,000 and above, they are going to immediately get a blue card. Now, what is the excitement about having a blue card? It's the same, right? Work visa or blue card, they both are work visas. Now, when you get a blue card, EU blue card, that means you're going to get a blue card status, a card which is going to be valid for 4 years, and you automatically your skill set, your data goes into this European Union central database. That means anybody from EU, if they find your profile lucrative enough, you might get job offers. You can also directly apply to these countries for a job if you like something. Many people do that. They come to Germany, they study here. After 2 3 years, they think, okay, I want to explore more countries. They go to Netherlands, they apply there, they get a job, they go there, right? So after you have served your EU blue card for like 4 years, 3 4 years is when you get your permanent residency. But generally, after you have studied here 1 year, 2 years of full time working, when I say full time working, it is 8 hours per day. That's the maximum that you work in the EU, not 14, 15 like India. Okay. And if you have worked here and you have worked for 2 years, that means you have paid taxes to the country, then automatically after those 3 years you get your permanent residency. If you are a blue card holder, your permanent residency is much faster than an average person. Okay. So let's give you a general overview of higher education in Germany. There are few types of universities in Germany. One is a university which is called Hochschule. These are public universities where there is a lot of focus on science per se. Okay, so if you are looking to have a higher education and you are somebody who is very research oriented, you like to go deeper into a study, then public universities are really a really good place for you to come and explore that option. Top-notch universities, really good professors come into these universities and teach. Many of these visiting professors are also coming from top universities of the US as well, right? So there are also universities like University of Applied Sciences. Now, University of Applied Sciences, as the name suggests, there is a lot of focus on practical experience for you. Now, if you are studying in a university like that, it is possible you have one semester abroad, or you have to have one semester of, some kind of an internship. It's mandatory as part of your whole deal. So that's possible. These are University of Applied Sciences. There are also College of Art and Music. When we say these are for people who are very creative, have a creative bent of mind. And especially countries like India, we don't have enough programs to encourage students who are in this field. You can come to a country like Germany and explore art and music through universities like this. The whole application process is slightly different. If you want to, let's say you want to go into music, then you should have already prepared some kind of a portfolio for music. Usually, like, it's 12 to 15 portfolios that you need to upload at the time of application. So the application process is slightly different for all of these three universities. And there are, of course, few similarities between a private and a public university. You are going to get both types of language of instruction. Or, German is also available, English is also available across these universities. However, in a public space, not equal amount of, the same program might not be available in English taught in public universities. So public university English taught programs are a little limited, but it is still enough for you, right? So if 3,000 programs are English taught and you need only one seat in one of these programs, so it is possible, right? So usually possible. Now, both of these universities technically should have a lot of career counseling and student support services. Private universities do have a career department where they will help you with your CVs, help you become, employable. They will train you for, let's say, interviews and all that also sometimes. Public university don't have a career department so well pronounced. However, because you are a student of a public university and you write that on your CV, that already has a very high value in the German market and, in fact, the all of EU market. But generally, both the degrees, whether it's a public or a private degree, they are both basically worth the same. When I say worth the same, is because, I if you come to Germany and you say, okay, I want to start studying now, the main reason of your study would be that, okay, after I complete my study, wherever I complete my study from, I should be allowed to stay back, right? You are allowed to stay back, whether you study from a private or a public university, no problem at all. Only that in a public university, the academic rigor is really a lot of academic rigor. So why is it so much more rigorous academically? Because in India, all the technical programs, let's say like engineering or medicine, these are 4 year programs. In Germany, both they are all 1 year, 3 year programs. So in bachelor's and master's, you have to study for 2 years in a public university. In a private university, you can study for 1 year. So the rigor is that's why a lot more, because technical programs have been compressed into 3 year programs. And for anybody, in the audience today, if you're looking at studying bachelor's here, whether in a private or a public university, you need to know that the education system, like in Germany, the schooling is 13 years of schooling here in Germany. Now, if you are coming from India, where we are studying only 12 years in school, you might be required to do a foundation year program when you move in here. It's possible, but many of the private universities might also give you a direct entry. So that's the thing. And if you are somebody coming from anywhere outside of European Union, you are not a resident of the EU, then you definitely need to have a blocked bank account. Blocked bank account is exactly 11,908 euros that you need to park in Germany even before you move to Germany. Now, this is the only thing that Germany wants, unlike the US, where you have to show properties, you have to show what kind of bank balance you have, how many people are working in the house. Nothing like this. Germany doesn't, like I said, Germans apply logic. They say the student is coming to Germany and student needs to have enough money for his living expenses. And as per the German state, the living expenses per month is around 900 euros that you need, and 11,908 euros is exactly that money. So you need to have that in your account. There are few differences between public and private universities, and I will share all of these points with you as we move forward. So in public universities, you could just walk away with zero tuition fees. Okay, so most of the public universities have an absolutely zero tuition fees, and they might have a small fee called a semester fee. Semester fee could range between 180 euros for every 6 months. When I say euros, guys, so you can take 1 euro is 100 rupees today. Okay, so it's like 18,000 rupees you're going to pay for 6 months of studying in Germany, right? It's a good problem to have. Um, so you will be studying, so it could be 180 euros for that's full semester, 6 months, or it could sometimes also be around 1500 euros. So some of the universities in Germany are now starting to introduce a 1500 euro fees, because they see that, they are in high demand. America is troubling them, Australia is troubling them, and so why not, have a small little fees attached to the international students, because they also need to have new faculty who can teach in English and everything. So not all out of, let's say, 3,000 of these programs, you might be paying a 1,500 euros, which is 1.5 lakh rupees for every 6 months, maybe in only 10 or 15 of these programs, not all. So, okay, so it's very less. But and if you are looking at public university and you are somebody who wants to do further research, so many people, like, if I was given an opportunity to come to a public university, I would gladly take it. I love studying. I would love to go into detailed research. You want to do PhD, public university is the right place to get started, because PhD in Germany can really pay you heavy money, guys. It is not like normal studies where you have to pay. You get paid in a PhD case. And of course, if you are in a public university, they have a high reputation because they are charging you no tuition fees, but they are being funded by the state. So these are really high reputation universities. In a private university, so if you were to ask me that can I do electrical engineering or some other type of technical program, you will not get those kind of programs in private universities. So private university would usually be all of programs like management programs, international business management, financial management, masters, MBA, right, or data analytics. And so you get a lot of these programs in the private space, but you don't have too much of science programs in the private universities. That is usually restricted to the public space. Private universities also are very, very flexible. So you could be looking at, applying to a private university 4 times in a year. So not just once. You could be going to a private university and studying with them. Let's say in January, they could have another intake in April. There could be another intake in July. And if you really miss that boat as well, then again September. Some universities also have 6 to 7 intakes in a whole year. So that's possible. So usually you will not miss the boat. If you are planning to come in January and visas are not available, you can always take a deferment and move to April or June, July. So it is possible. They are very, very flexible because you're paying for your seat, right? So it's possible. Across private as well as public universities, you can safely assume that you will be at any point of time in Germany, as like the kind of country that it is. You will have at any point of time approximately 65 to 85 nationalities that you will be sitting with in these classes or within the university space. So that's, next level of exposure, guys. I cannot start to tell you how powerful that learning is, that like today I never had this exposure in my career, even though I had global careers, but I could never find out if I was speaking to an Italian, where is he from now. But when you come to a country like this, you will get to know, when you hear it, that okay, he is an Italian, he is a French, he is a Spanish. You can hear that in their tone. You will learn those things when you move here. These are very subtle learnings, but very important learnings from a global career standpoint. I want to also add, for people who look at Germany as a destination for, settling down and having a career here, we are in the center of the whole world. Okay, it's like 8 to 9 hours from here to Delhi. It is 8 to 9 hours from here to the US, 8 to 9 hours to Canada, 8 to 9 hours, let's say, to another part of the world. So we are very centrally located. So what happens when you are in the center of the world? So if you grow your career in countries like this, then you could be holding, international meetings with so many clients at any point of time, and you could all be meeting at your point of time. So you could grow in your career and, lead very important positions, because these are the places where the heads of many companies are based, right? So you could be that head of that company, because you are in a comfortable timeline that you can connect with the rest of the world, your whole team. Now, there are some disadvantages, and I don't really look at it as a disadvantage. Depends what is it that you are seeking, right? So, if you are personally, for me, it wouldn't have mattered whether I studied in a private or a public university, because I already had many years of working experience. So, all I had to do after moving in here was to maybe skill myself up to get ready for this job market. Maybe what worked for me in India might would not work for me in Germany, right? So, it's possible. So, this is something I urge international students who are coming into foreign countries, foreign, international markets for their future and for their careers. Please be very, very open for learning, because it's all very exciting when you're sitting in India and you say, yeah, yeah, when I go to Germany, I'm going to, learn the German language also. But many times after landing here, people forget their dreams completely. And I see so many of our Indian students are struggling with small jobs because they are simply not getting skilled to get into the job space. And the ones who are getting skilled are making 100,000 euros. So you have to realize that you have to remind yourself, when you are doing that education, that you're not going to stop with that small job that you're going to have, and you're going to keep learning, because that's the only way to stand out in these markets, right? So public universities, it's very, very competitive. The whole application process is super complex, and it is really competitive. Payal on the call knows what I'm talking about. So it's a very, very complex process, but we can help you with it. We understand it, how to apply, and all those things. Public universities also might have really large class sizes. When I say really large class sizes, this is something that you have probably never seen. Maybe you saw it in an auditorium for your prayer in the morning in schools. So you can have sometimes as many as 400 students sitting in the class, and you will say, wow, 400 students, I don't want to study for free, I would rather be in a smaller cohort, right? So let me explain this. Now, I have seen this, that school students in Germany, or let's say I want to do higher level of mathematics. So I am allowed to walk into any of the public universities in the country, in the city, okay, or the country, and go and learn in those classes without having a student ID. So basically, education is free and open for all. Isn't that beautiful? So, and because it is open and free for all, there are many times students, IB students or IGCSE students who have a lot of high rigor in the school, they end up going and sitting in these universities. Sometimes a very big lecturer is coming from the Harvard, and other university students also want to come and understand what's happening. So they could also be part of those classes, right? So that's the only time that it could be so many. It's not a regular thing, but private universities as a disadvantage, we might say these are higher tuition fees. But if you look at any other part of the world, it is one fourth or maybe one third the cost of the amount that you are going to spend in any other part of the world. So it is really not super high and extremely expensive. It is possible, but if you are somebody, you are from you don't want to spend any more money, or maybe parents are not funding you anymore and you need to fund it from your pocket and you don't have that money, then public university could be a great place to get started. Now, if guys you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them on the go. And because we will now start with the university application process, and you can tell me if there is anything I have to do. All right. Now, quickly from an application deadline standpoint, there are public universities have a different type of a deadline and private universities have a different type of a university deadline. Now, usually private universities are very, very flexible throughout the year. So the mainly universities have a winter intake, which is October is when the classes begin, and there is a summer intake where April is the time where the classes would begin for a summer intake every year. So April and October are two intakes per year across universities. So they definitely have both of these have this as a common intake. In a private university, you might have many more intakes, right? So they could be a January intake, they could be an April intake before July, or they could be a July intake, or they could be a September intake. So they have multiple intakes, but in public universities, this is fixed. Now, for public university application process, if you are looking at somebody, looking at winter intake, so this winter intake, for example, it's already closed because as you can see on the screen, we have 15th of July is the last date that you could have applied for a winter intake. Okay, now in a summer intake, so now you say that, Priya, I want to get into a public university and I'm ready for the summer intake, then I will say, okay, 15th of January is the last date and this is a very, very good time to get started. If you're looking at any kind of a university in Germany, you need to at least you must start preparing at least 7 to 8 months before, because there are so many timelines that one needs to take care of. Especially now for Germany, there are too many things that you need to be cognizant of. There could be processes like an APS. APS is an evaluation of all your documents, because some of my predecessors who have been applying for Germany were giving fake documents, right? They got caught, they were deported from the country, many people had to be sent back, and because of this, Germany has become very, very strict. So India, China, and Vietnamese students, anybody wanting to move to Germany must have their documents validated and confirm that these are genuine documents, because as you must already be knowing, sometimes I've seen Indian students pay 5 lakh rupees for an IELTS certificate. Okay, but if you are somebody at the immigration, because these officers are going to talk to you, if you are somebody, who has produced a fake certificate and you're not able to speak a single word of English at the immigration, you can expect to be deported back, guys. This is a possibility. This is already happening with many people. So be honest in your whole application process. Make sure that you're making full use of this opportunity. And I must keep saying these things, okay, because you need to know. Okay, now how do you find which is the right university for you? This is a good question. Many people end up having that, can I go into a private university? Can I go into a public university? So what you need to do, what you see on the screen, you can take a screenshot of this, or maybe, all the people who are attending, and thank you for attending. I'm going to send you a recording of this video. And so these are the things that you need to have in mind that when you're preparing for any kind of an international destination. But to begin with, because we are looking at Germany here, you have to first consider your budget, right? So you have to ask yourself, do I have the money for a blocked bank account which is approximately 12 lakh rupees? Do I have money for a higher education in Germany which could approximately cost me, let's say, 10 lakh rupees, right? So if I put them together, it's around 22 lakh rupees. And then let's say 3 4 lakh rupees of my flight ticket, and immediately after I go, I need to pay for my rent and everything, the advance deposit and all. So let's say 25 lakh rupees for that first year of education. I want to say this, if you have this kind of money available and handy, then budget is not a problem for you. So that means you can immediately come as early as, let's say, January or March next year. You should be able to make it, right? So it is possible. Now, if you say, no, I don't have the budget, but I have good GPA. Now, what is a GPA? So in India, we have CGPA. In Germany, we have GPA. Now, when we do a CGPA perspective, when you get a 9.2 CGPA, it is a 92%, right? In Germany, the GPA is calculated in a completely topsy-turvy way. Okay, so one GPA is considered to be the highest, that is, you are 90% and above. Five GPA is considered to be you have failed. Okay, so minimum passing in Germany is 4 GPA, and 1 is the highest. Now between 1 and 4 there is a 2.5 in between GPA, which is exactly 75%. Now if you are looking at a public university, you must have a GPA which is 2.5 and below, because you have to come towards 1, right? So you have to be 2.5 and below to say, okay, yes, now you are eligible for a public university. If you are somebody who has got 70% in a your CBSE or any other education that you did in India, 70% and above, I can accept your file. If you don't have at least 70% in your last education qualification, then we will only recommend you a private university. I will not recommend you a German, public university at all. Okay, so that becomes a second marker. Then you know, okay, this is my budget. I don't have a budget if I'm looking at public. Okay, then maybe I want to see. Now, language skills. If you are looking to have a German taught program, I don't think sitting in India you want to come to Germany for a German education, but many people still do, right? Why? Because they think they have just been told that to come to Germany, I need to have very high level of German, and there are no English taught programs, and they say, okay, I will learn in German, and they learn the language. Now, I want to say this, that you don't have to come to Germany for a German taught program. We have English taught programs available for you across private as well as public universities. Okay, so however, now you're looking at, let's say, you are ambitious and you say, I want to study in German. So if you want to study in German, you need to have B2 level of the German language minimum. If you want to study in English, then you need to have B2 level of the language in English. Straightforward. Now you cannot give me your documents that you are going to show that, okay, I know English language. It is only IELTS or TOEFL. Guys, if any one of you is preparing to move to Germany or any other part of the world, I strongly recommend you, at least for Germany, Indians can only give an IELTS or a TOEFL certificate. Nothing else is accepted in case of Indians, because again, some of our past friends have messed with the system. Okay, these are the documents that are usually required for the whole application process. Now you need to have your school transcripts and school certificates. These should be neatly scanned. This is a basic requirement. Please don't put those documents on a sofa and then all of your sofa is showing on that picture. Please scan it properly. There are so many apps available for scanning now. WhatsApp can do your scanning. Um, your bachelor's certificates and your transcripts, if you already have that. When I say transcripts, these are your mark sheets. Okay, so your bachelor's completion certificate and your transcripts, right? You need to also have a proof of language proficiency. If you're saying that I want to study in English, let's say in a private university, even a public university, you need to have a band of 6 and above in IELTS. And I want to say this, guys, if you can get a 6.5 band in IELTS, then all university applications are open for you. If you have 6, then the challenge, sometimes you will have lesser number of universities who are accepting 6. But 6 is possible. No, no problem. I will not say that if you have an IELTS 6 that you will not get admission. You can get admission. So it's not so bad. You need to have a passport. Your passport must be valid. Let's say you want to come in Germany and start your education next year, March. Now, you cannot have a passport which is expiring in January of next year. Okay, so it must be valid at least 6 months after your landing in the country. So please go back and check you have a passport. You must have a passport when you're applying. Without passport, we cannot accept your application. And if you have a passport, it must be valid. All right. So the next part is a CV. What I recommend is if you're looking to apply to Germany, then you must have a Europass CV. There is a format available online. It's called Europass. If somebody wants it, we can also put it up in the chat for you guys. Right. So um, Europass CVs are there. It's a basic format of a CV, very well accepted in Germany, and really good to get started when you're applying for higher education here in the country. All right, and you need to have a motivation letter. Motivation letter should basically not be more than 300 to 500 words. And in these 300 to 500 words, you must answer three main questions. What, who are you? What is your personal motivation in life? Why do you want to study this program? And why this university? And then the last question is why Germany? So that little 500 word letter that you're going to write to the university is also a motivation letter that you're going to give to the embassy. Now, just make sure that it is well rehearsed, well researched, and you have done your necessary research as to and find out why is it that you want to go to Germany. It is absolutely okay to use ChatGPT to create a motivation letter, but make sure that ChatGPT has your story so that you are able to build a nice letter. Sometimes some private universities might talk about, might say that you have used ChatGPT and they might not allow it. And we know those universities. So when you are applying through me, I'll be able to help you and guide you with that part. So it's all good. And APS is a very, very important document in India. It is taking approximately 2 to 3 months sometimes for an APS to be processed. So you need to keep that in mind. And I also definitely want to say that for visa, if you are applying for a German visa for higher education, your visa wait times have really become, it's crazy wait times, especially in North India. It's approximately 2 to 6 months is what they are saying. But if you have every other document correctly done, you could be waiting for 3 months at least for a visa appointment. And after a visa appointment is completed, let's say you went and met the officer, you gave all your documents, everything done, then it could take 6 to 8 weeks for the visa to be stamped on your passport. So be ready for that kind of a timeline, guys. So that's why at least 7 to 8 months prior is when you should start planning for anything international, right? So now, VPT is a document that I have to be worried about. So, if any one of you applies for a public university and you want to study for free, then VPT is a document which is issued by the UniAssist. UniAssist is like a central body in Germany where all your public university applications, some of the public university applications can be processed. Okay. Now, this again is, you must have heard about words called UniAssist and Hochschulstart.de. Now, you don't have to worry about this. If you say that, okay, Priya, I want to go for a private university or I want to go for a public university, then I am the one who is dealing with the UniAssist. But you need to know that in public university, there are 460 odd public universities, okay? Out of these 460 universities, 180 universities are doing their whole application processing through UniAssist, which is a central office here in Germany. Now, why don't these universities directly do their whole application process, and why are they asking UniAssist to do it? Because these are top universities of Germany. They receive more than half a million applications every year because it is free, right? So many people are aspiring to come to Germany and study for free. So these 180 universities many years ago decided that okay, we are not going to process these applications, it's too much of labor, we are going to pay to a central body, and UniAssist was formed, and UniAssist does the whole application process. So when you are going to apply through me to a public university or anybody for that matter, now UniAssist will do for those 180 universities. You need to pay to UniAssist to do your application process. Okay, and if you are doing to any other public university, which is a non-UniAssist university, then you can directly apply to the university portal. So there are different ways in which a public university application process happens. Now, this is a little about my company called Workpunkt. We have approximately 17 plus private universities. that we are directly contracted with, and we have access to 60 more private universities through our other agents and partners. We have access to all the public universities, so we can apply. If you say, I want to go to data science and I want to do data science in my master's program, I can, the way we work is, we would give you a complete list of applications possible in your case. Let's say data science, I will prepare a whole list of 100 odd data science programs in a master's category, and then you will go back home, do a little research, and make that list a little smaller. So we apply to 25 to 30 odd universities for you as part of the public university application process. Why we apply to so many? Because there is no guarantee which university is going to give you the admission. The whole public university application process is a little complicated, but I think the bigger challenge I face is that while we are doing the applications, while the student is really good and is interested to do this education and everything, sometimes they lose interest, and they are not able to wait for too long. So because public university is a free education, nothing comes for free, right? So if it's for free, then they're also using a lot of your time. So the whole application process can easily take between 7 to 8 months time. So you have to be extremely patient, guys. And nowadays, with the high competition happening in the public university, there could be tests happening last minute, there could be, interviews happening last minute. So everything is possible. Public is a slightly more complicated, but if you are somebody 70% and above, I can guarantee that I can get you an admission in a public university. It's possible. Okay, so we have 3,400 plus bachelor's, master's, and MBA programs. We have part-time, full-time. I don't recommend distance learning programs for anybody wanting to come to Germany for higher education, because then you will not be given a visa. Because again, simple logic. If you are doing a distance learning program, then why should you be in Germany? This is what the visa officer says. You have to be in your home country, and then you can study from there, right? So as part of Workpunkt services, and I want to say why I started this company in the first place. I saw a lot of agents in India who are really wrongly advising, wrongly guiding the students, saying, "Oh, there are no English taught programs in public universities, or private university is going to cost you so much, this, that, so many things." So this was the reason why I started, and I want to help every student because I have gone through this entire thing on my own. When I moved here, I did my whole application process alone. And I want to say this, for a private university application process, we charge you zero tuition fees. Zero charges. There are no charge for a private university. But for a public university, we will charge you an application fee. But more than that, we will help you all the way from your pre-takeoff services to post-landing support services. Because now I'm based in Germany, I have a team of students who are helping me, and we can help you with your getting picked up from the airport, helping you find an accommodation maybe here. We can help you with all of those things. And also, if you're in India, you don't know how to do this APS, what to do, my team will do all of those things for you. So we will be able to do that. We will be able to help you with the whole visa application support, all of this uh, crazy stuff. We will be able to help you with all of that. Okay, so even including your blocked bank and health insurance, we can guide you. Now, what is a blocked bank account, guys? This is something I have already spoken a little about. So as a mandatory part of moving into Germany as a student. It is mandatory. This is non negotiable unless you have some uncle or an auntie or some close relative based in Germany saying that I will take care of this person's education, I will take care of this person's, stay and everything. Then you don't need a blocked bank account, but then you need the other documents of that person, right? So let's say I'm sponsoring a kid in my house. So I need to show that I have enough bank money. I have my returns, tax returns that I'm filing to show I have enough funds to take care. I have an accommodation. So all of those things, right? So that happens. But if you are coming on your own, you don't have anybody financing you, then you need to have 11,208 euros, like written on the screen, parked in a German bank account much before you apply for your visa. I will help you with all of those things. We already know what has to be done about it. It is 100% secure money. If you say that, okay, I'm not sure if the money is safe or not. So I want to tell you, this money is completely governed by the government. Okay, it's a state run initiative. 100% safe. Somewhere maybe, after 2 months of having paid this and your money is stuck and you say, oh god, I want that money back, I don't think I can go to Germany. Or you change your plan, or maybe some other untoward incidents happens, or you have another country to go to, let's say. You can always take that money back. It can be returned back to you in a maximum of 14 working days. The money comes back to you and they deduct some small administrative charges of 150 euros or something like that, but all of your money comes back to you. Okay, so that is guaranteed money, no problem. Now, what happens with this blocked bank after you move to Germany? After you move to Germany, this money is automatically divided into 12 equal installments. You don't get the whole money immediately after you move in here. So the first step to unblock your blocked bank account is that you go and find an accommodation, and that's where I come in. I can help you if you're coming into Germany, into cities like Berlin, where I'm based. I can help you with accommodation here. Otherwise, we have a team of students who can help you with accommodation across the country. Okay, so let's say we find you an accommodation, so after that you need to go and register the accommodation, right? So because the minute you register, that is indirectly telling the government that, okay, I am officially, let's say Priya Rao officially is now in Germany, living in this part of the country, and this is my legal address. So because anything legal will then start coming into that. Let's say you register a car, you buy a car, the bills will start coming there. You have a credit card, the bills will start coming there. You have a bank, so all that happens. So after you have your house registered, that means you're officially in Germany, registered here in the country, and then is when you can go and open a local bank account. I will help you with that as well. So after a local bank account has been opened is when your blocked bank is going to unblock. That means first of every month you are going to receive the 1/12 of this amount, 900 something, will come into your account month on month, first of the month, for your living expenses. Usually 900 or 1000 euros per month is more than enough, unless you like to party every day. Okay, it's more than enough as a student to survive in this country. And so it's just about enough. Okay, yes, you cannot live a very, very lavish life. Of course, you need to know that as a student, you will be allowed to work here. You will be allowed to work for 20 hours every week. And if I were to give you um, a rough calculation. So per hour you get paid a minimum of 13 euros per hour. If you are somebody who, let's say, gets an internship, so even with this minimum 20 hours per week, you will be earning approximately 1200 euros per month, and after deduction it's going to be around 1060 euros per month coming into your hand as a salary, for 20 hours per week. So that is good. And again, I want to say this: many students who come here into the country, they are of that opinion that I don't want to pay taxes, I want to earn in cash. Remember, guys, you can earn 13 euros per hour. Okay, so don't forget that you deserve 13 euros minimum per hour, or maybe more. Don't negotiate that, because when you start earning in cash, that many people end up doing, unfortunately, they earn 6 euros per hour, and they think, wow, we save taxes. You don't save taxes. You are really self-sabotaging is what I will say. So don't do that. Earn good money, rise in the country, because you can earn so much more in this country, right? So because this is a powerful place to be in if you use it correctly. And the next part is your health insurance. Nobody in Germany, this is one of those countries where 100% of the population is insured. Okay, you cannot enter the country without an insurance. So there are mandatory insurances that you need to have before you move into Germany. So one is called an incoming insurance. This is usually an insurance which is going to be given, you will buy with your flight ticket. So an insurance like a travel insurance. Usually those travel insurances last like 6 months. So you need to have some kind of a coverage, maybe 50,000 euros or 100,000 euros, as a coverage. And usually it will cost you like 1200 rupees or 2000 rupees when you're buying your flight ticket. So that is important. Your health insurance, the regular public health insurance, is usually something which comes with the blocked bank account. Okay, so we are working with different block bank account companies like Expatrio, like Fintiba. So if you want to open a block bank account through these companies, they will also give you a health insurance automatically along with. Now, please make sure, I want to say this, I have seen this in the past. Many Indian students sign contracts with these health insurance companies sitting in India, and thinking, I forgot about it, and you come to Germany and you forgot about it after 7, 8 months. If they come to know that you are here in the country and you had signed a contract, you will be liable to pay all of those remaining previous past 7, 8 months of insurance, maybe 100, €150 per month. Um, it would be going out of your pocket. So please don't sign any kind of a German legal contract when you're sitting in India. And health insurance block bank comes together, and we can help you with all of that. Please reach out before you spend any kind of a money. This is a quick step by step. What are the things that you need to keep in mind after your admission is done, after we have done your application. Now, please don't make any payments to any university unless you have this unconditional offer letter. It's mandatory, guys. Please, many universities are tricking students into this, private universities especially, because they are the ones you are paying to, right? So private universities will give you a conditional offer letter. You will not see the conditional offer letter, and then they will also send you a payment plan along with it. And you will think, okay, when I make a payment, I'm going to get an unconditional offer letter. It is never like this. Okay, please check with me, check with your friends, do a little research. Don't park your money unnecessarily, because refund from these private universities is an uphill task. It is not so easy. It's really complicated. So make sure you have an unconditional offer letter. If you're, going through me, I will guide you with that correctly. And you need to also check suitable scholarships. So when I work with 17 plus universities in Germany, I am able to get you really good scholarships in place. We have negotiated that for you. And you need to pay the university deposit. Just for every Indian student to know, unfortunately, we are the only country who has to pay a full year of fee upfront to these universities. Why? Because every other person in the past, many, many students who came to Germany in the past, they paid €3,000, the minimum fees to block the seat, came to Germany and vanished. They never came to the classes. After 1 year, 2 years, they surface because they have been working illegally. Guys, don't do this. Please, you are coming into a country which can give you €100,000 per year, which is a lot of salary. It's a lot of money which you are not going to get in India. Okay, so make full use of this opportunity. Don't misuse it. Remember these officers, because if our status is a student on that visa, then we cannot disregard that status and take it for granted, because you will be sent back. Simple. Okay. So that's why, because of our predecessors, Indian students have to pay a full year fee upfront, okay, at the time of moving in. So that means you will have two full expenses already paid before you move in here, which is your €12,000 of block bank account, €11,200 of block bank account, and your complete 1 year of education fees. Now, anybody here on the call or anybody who's looking to move to Germany and is not able to afford it, but maybe wants to take a loan, we will also help you get educational loans. We can do that in India. We have our partnerships in place, and we can help you with that as well. Okay, so then after this, only after you have paid the whole university fees, and you should sign the contract. So once you sign the contract, remember it is binding. But a university contract signing is not a problem. This is all safe. If you decide not to come at all, you can get the money back. They will deduct some fees and then give you the whole money back if your visa is rejected. But if you walk in here, for example, an SRH university, it's a very good private university here. We work with them. If you come with an SRH and you got a visa, you landed in Germany, and after coming here, you saw there are other Indians who are making a lot of money, but they are not going to classes, and you think it's a shortcut way of becoming rich, which will never happen, guys. Okay, and you decide never to go back to SRH, or change a university where it is cheaper or this that, SRH will forfeit the entire money. You will not get any kind of a refund back. So don't play with your parents' money, and don't play with money, okay? Because it's going to go good for you. Um, and apply for APS. We can help you with application of your APS documents. So APS process, it can take, if you have all your documents in a DigiLocker, this is the new process which has APS has started. If your grade 10, your grade 12, your bachelor certificate, everything is on DigiLocker already, then your APS can take approximately only 21 days to process. Okay, so we can do that for you. And then, of course, after all the things are in place, you're going to apply for visa. All right, so how you should start, and this is my really strong advice. If you're looking to move to Germany for higher education, please go and research the German embassy where you will be applying for your application, because every German embassy around the globe, guys, I was handling international student recruitment for a big aggregator here. We used to bring almost 1,000 plus students every year through that company. And I was heading their international business, and I used to do German embassy checklists around the globe. So I had almost 50 German embassies on my list, and I used to keep track of it. Every German embassy has a different rule. Even in India, the Delhi embassy has a different rule, a different outcome when you apply. You will get like 3 months of visa if you're applying in the German embassy in Delhi. If you apply for the same visa from Bombay, you will get 6 months of visa. If you apply in Chennai, it's going to be 6 months of visa. So it's crazy. Every German embassy is different. Just make sure you are researching your German embassy and checking that everything is in order for your application. All right, so always check the German embassy website, and you need to know the type of visa you're applying to. It will usually be a national visa, which is 90 days and above of stay, right? So, and check your visa document. There is a checklist in place. So this is all from my side. Does anybody have a question? I can gladly share anything you have. And for those of you who want to be in touch with me, I'm going to again share my details. Yeah, okay. This is my LinkedIn ID. Feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to. Okay, I see something in the chat. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Gunisha. Guys, do you have any myths like Gunisha just said on the call? If there is anything that you feel you want to know about Germany, I'll be very happy to assist. And I want to say this, Workpunkt was started to make sure that nobody is cheating you on ground. If you have had a bad experience, or you know somebody who has had a bad experience, please connect with me. I'll be happy to guide you. And because I know it takes a lot of courage to become a student, to become an international student and land in a country where you have no clue what is what. Um, I also want to tell this that, while I say that you don't need German to do your education, but if you have the courage, go learn the language. Because I say this, I personally did C1 level of the German language. It took me a lot of tough, it was a tough time for me, because in the first year of moving in here, when I did my master's program, I thought, doing B1, I'm going to be ready, job ready, and everything. So 2019 was when February I started my studies. I graduated in 2020, and find out that only to find out that, in 10 days the entire world went into a lockdown. Okay, it was 12th of March. I remember this very clearly, that the whole world went into a lockdown. For the first few days we didn't even understand what is a lockdown, what is this. So what would be the application fee for coming to German public universities? So, Komal, what we can do is first connect with you. There is a whole application fee involved in this, because the work is very, very heavy. But I want to say this, as a whole application fee for public universities. I want to say this: we will apply to unlimited public universities for you. Okay, and I'll say what all we do. We apply to, let's say, Komal, for in your case, thank you, Harjot. Komal, for your case, for example, if you're looking at a public university now, immediate upcoming winter intake is closed, right? So we cannot do that. But it's a perfect time to get started for the summer intake. So what we will do is we are going to shortlist 25 to 30 universities for you and apply in summer. All right. Now, in these 25, 30 universities, let's say nothing comes out. It's possible. It is possible, actually. Unfortunately, many public universities have very strange application processes. Sometimes they have written that it's English on their website, but when you go into the application portal, it says pure German, right? So this is a possibility, and we only get to know when the application portal opens. Now, when we apply, so let's say we have applied to these universities, and you don't get an admission, without even your asking, we will be applying for the winter intake as well. So everybody looking to apply to public universities, you need to know that if there are 100 universities in total, okay, or 100 programs in total, 80% of the programs are not open during the summer intake. So only 20% of the programs, window is open for us, but we still apply to many, many universities for you. Okay, when you are looking at a the winter intake, then the entire 100% is open in the winter intake. So which is good, which gives you more opportunity. But I can say this with a lot of confidence. So since I started the company last year, we have been able to successfully bring a lot of public university students into really top universities. Like I have a bachelor student who has gotten into a TU Darmstadt. I have a master student, two master students who have gotten into TU, in Freiburg, and TU in another city called Clausthal. So we are able to get admissions in really good universities. Many universities end up also getting students start getting a lot of opportunities in multiple universities. I have a student who now, like in masters, has five offers from five different universities because he did the test, he repeated his GRE and got a better score. So Komal, what we can do is, we can, if you are interested, let me try to give you guys my calendar invite. If somebody, give me a second. You guys can fix a meeting with me or just maybe connect with me on LinkedIn. That's also fine for me. Okay. Prashant, thank you. Thank you for joining the call on time. In Germany, this is really appreciated. Okay. Anybody wants to book a meeting with me could book a meeting here. And if you're interested to explore further, so yes, public university, the whole application process, we take 50% of the amount first upfront, and only after we have brought you the admission and we have confirmed admission for you in hand is when we are going to ask for the remaining 50% to be paid. And the first so the package, then once we talk about it, we will also include paid application processes, the paid applications to uni assist as part of that whole package. So we will discuss it. If anybody is particularly interested in a public university, then I can have a separate call where some of you can join and understand how we do this whole application process, and how much do we charge. So it is not going to be so much money, don't worry about it. It's just that I don't want to announce it in a normal call, that because not everybody wants to pay and come. But if you are really keen, and not everybody wants to also study more than the money part. So if you are really really keen and you want to study in Germany, and you want to come here for education and find your solid ground in this country, then, and you are ready for public university and you have 70% and above, then I can guide you. I'll be so happy to guide you, because it's a great country to come to and explore your careers. If there is anything else I need to do, I'll be happy to do it. Yes, Prashant, you can. If you're still on the call, you can definitely share this with your friends. Thank you, Komal. Thank you so much. Okay. I guess you have understood it all. I had a good class today. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a message here now or connect with me on LinkedIn. Happy to get on a call with you guys. Okay. So thank you very much everyone for joining in today, and thank you for hearing me. We have another webinar scheduled around the 26th of August. If you have friends who are interested to be part of that, be on the lookout on Facebook. We will be updating our events there, and stay connected, and we will plug you in into these events. And I want to also say this: for students who refer more students, you get paid through me, okay? Because this is something I understood when I was a student, every penny counts. So when you come in here as a student through Workpunkt and you refer a student to us, then we will pay you some really handsome money. Okay, so you will be paid good money. So that is also there. Perfect. All right, guys, thank you so much, and thank you for joining the call today. I wish you a beautiful day ahead. Bye bye. Thank you, Prashant. Have a nice day. You too.